Welcome, Eli. It's your first
Hello.
time here.
Yeah, I love what you've done with the place. Wow, the living room looks so nice, and the kitchen. Oh my goodness, like in the dining room. I love the dining room. You've done a great job with this, Autumn. I love the new place.
Thank you so much. Um, if you guys don't know, welcome to the Daily Spiral, where I take you on a journey through sports, entertainment, internet, you name it. You're gonna spiral about it for the next hour. Eli, you had homework
I
2
did.
months ago.
I did.
Did you catch up on that homework?
You know what, Autumn? I'd love to tell you yes, but my mom told me as a young child not to lie. So it's in the name already. It's Eli, but I tell the truth. So I'm like, eat truth. And the truth is, I'm working on it. But we did get a little bit of an update on Love Island. I feel almost improper joining Love Island halfway through the season or like a midway through the season. I feel improper, but
You're not midway through the season. You're not even close to midway through the season.
okay.
We have 4 more weeks left.
Oh, you know what? What finishes first, Love Island or the World Cup? I guess we'll find out.
Honestly, it might end at the same time. It's a little crazy.
Yeah.
But we're going to get to Love Island actually second. But I want to talk about the biggest story in sports right now. And that is the Brendan Sorsby of it all. If people don't know what happened with Brendan Sorsby, Brendan Sorsby is now entered the NFL supplemental draft after entering rehab for a gambling addiction. Now, he started his career at Indiana. From Indiana, he went to Cincinnati, and then he was the #1 transfer portal quarterback, and he transferred to Texas Tech. Then he announced that he had a gambling addiction, and the NCAA does not like gambling. That's their #1 rule. That's their #1. You can't do that. And Sorsby somehow, someway got a judge in Texas to reinstate him to play in this year's NCAA, not NCAA tournament, this NCAA season of Texas Tech. That, of course, led to everybody saying, we're not going to play Texas Tech for the next year if he's on the team. And then today, of course, he announced that he will be entering this supplemental draft. What do you think about this Brendan Sorsby story?
It's a lot to unpack, right? I mean, because 3 weeks ago, we had a completely different take on it. We were trying to figure out if he was playing college football. And then 2 weeks ago, we were trying to figure out, well, is he college football's biggest villain? And now is he the NFL's problem? It appears that's the case, Autumn, right? You know, he's entering the NFL supplemental draft. He's probably going to be one of the most sought after guys, if not the most sought after guy, because he was considered to be a first round talent in the 2027 NFL draft class, if that's where he would have went. So, I mean, it's a lot to unpack. First off, I think it's crazy that this dude has taken over college football in a world where Ohio State, Alabama, all these other schools, right? Indiana, the national champion, Miami, all these different things, all these different schools. And we're talking about Texas Tech. And we're not talking about Texas Tech because of on the field or what they did. And Texas Tech, a good program last year. Like they had guys that played very well. David Bailey, the #2 overall pick. You have Jacob Rodriguez, who also went in the first, I believe, 3 rounds of the NFL draft. So they had a very good defense. They were missing that quarterback. And that's why they brought in Brendan Sorsby. They said, this is the guy. Let's get him through the transfer portal. Let's bring him in. And it's been a mess. So you almost wonder, 1, what this does for Sorsby, 2, what this does for Texas Tech and their image in the Big 12, because teams have already come out and said, we don't like the way you're doing business. And the stance that the coach, the head coach of Texas Tech, the organization, the program have had, it almost leaves a bad taste in your mouth for where the future of college football is going and how they would handle a situation like this in the future. Now, for Sorsby, because that's what you asked about, Sorsby is a weird situation. Is he talented? He sure is. He's first-round quality. However, his mindset is 6th-round quality, if not undraftable. That's where it's at.
Yeah, and then we know the supplemental draft is kind of for those guys who are like on the teetering edge. Of course, famously Josh Gordon was taken in the draft, Chris Carter, Bernie
Hmm.
Kosar. So you've had guys that have had Hall of Fame careers, but are kind of always on the verge, on the edge of getting into a little trouble. I think Brendan Sorsby underestimated the reaction to him. I think it's truly like he didn't expect the world and didn't expect the NCAA and any of the teams and even his conference to come out and say, hey, if you are going to play, we are not going to play you. And I think
Hmm.
Texas Tech probably was just kind of flipping about it of like, yeah, we got this NIL money. Yeah, we can do whatever we want to. And they didn't really realize the backlash that it was going to have until teams said, no, we're not going to play you. Until the Big 12 stepped in and said, we will sue you, so he cannot play. So I honestly don't know what Texas Tech does going further. I think they kind of like completely destroyed any sort of faith in their
Hmm.
program. Even if they do get another quarterback, even if they do come out and have a good season, I think a lot of people are just going to be like, yeah, you're still just like, I don't want to touch you. But Brendan Sorsby is going to go into the supplemental draft. Now, I've seen what Double A said and what he wants. I do not think that the Cleveland Browns will take a chance on him. Okay. I do
Yeah.
not think they will do that. I don't think that's, no, no. I don't think that's feasible for them right now. No, they don't need that. I need
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I mean, you would hope not, right? But we are the Cleveland Browns, and let's
Yeah.
remind ourselves, we are the Cleveland Browns, and if anything, we love putting problems. The Cleveland Browns love putting problems in the quarterback room. It stems as far back as a decade. Look at Johnny Manziel. Look at some of these other guys that they've brought in that have
Yeah.
had problems, and I get it. They've had some good guys along the way too, but. And we love Baker. At least a good majority of us still love Baker Mayfield here in Cleveland. But he had some stuff, out of college too, where it was like the question of is his maturity level there. So the Browns just love headaches at the quarterback position. I don't envision a world where Brendan Sorsby and Deshaun Watson as your quarterback room is anywhere successful. I don't envision that's a good environment for that
Mm-mm.
team, for Todd Monken, who's the first-year head coach. And you just got rid of a big question of your offseason. You just moved off of Myles Garrett. So now you don't have to worry about is Myles coming to OTAs? Is Myles coming to training camp? Is Myles going to be ready? You don't have to answer that anymore. But now you bring in Brendan Sorsby, you better get ready for not only just every sports outlet, but you should get ready for the other outlets. This is going to become a news story outside of that. This is where news outlets flock to. Hey, why is this guy that was in legal trouble? Like he was gambling when he shouldn't have been gambling on the games he was a part of in some fashion. I get he wasn't starting, but he was there. Why are we encouraging him to go get to the next level? And we could pull out a long list on him, and we've done it. Both of us here on the network about Deshaun Watson and why he shouldn't be the starting quarterback for this team, why he really shouldn't be on the roster.
Hate it.
But the
Yeah.
fact is, unfortunately, the more it's looking like is if Sorsby becomes a reality, which Andrew Berry had some very interesting words. Again, I referenced it on primetime at 92.3 The Fan here locally in Cleveland. He mentioned, is it a good person making a bad mistake or is it a bad person? And that's real nice Ivy League talk. And I didn't go to an Ivy League
Mm-hmm.
school. I went to the Ohio Media School. So we're a little different than Harvard. But what I will say is that's a real nice talk for somebody that sounds like they're about to draft Brendan Sorsby if he became available. And that's where I feel like they're going. I just feel like, unfortunately, Shador Sanders is the odd man out here.
No, I don't think they're gonna draft Brendan Sorsby. I think that's just like one of those things. It's just really asinine. Now, I do think there is a couple teams that probably should draft him that probably need him a little bit more. I would say the Jets. We know their quarterback situation is whatever it is. I know they
Mm-hmm.
brought back Geno Smith, but Geno Smith had that really one good year where he kind of turned it around. He's been up and down since then. I know the Cardinals, now they drafted Carson Beck, which was interesting. They signed Gardner Minshew and they kept Jacoby Brissett.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even know with that. You could also possibly have the Dolphins. I mean, they got rid of Tua. They still have Quinn Ewers and they signed Malik Willis.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I honestly, the two teams that I could really see him going to, like, I don't think the Browns are going to touch him. I think it'll be probably either the Colts or the Jets. The Colts need a quarterback. Daniel Jones is going to come off an injury. We don't know if last year was a fluke, but you need sort of some insurance. And then, of course, the Jets, like I said, Geno Smith, one good year, kind of up and down. I hope the Browns don't do anything stupid, like try to take him. Look, I know the Browns have a reputation. I know, but
They do.
please, I'm begging you, do not take another quarterback. You just drafted one this
Yeah,
off season. So what's the point?
I get it, but here's, you bring up all those points about quarterback hungry teams, and of course, Double A chiming in here. I'm Team Shador Sanders, so of course the Browns will move in a different direction, I think, and I'm right there with Double A, Autumn, to be honest with you, because you bring up these quarterback hungry teams. And a sidebar, I think Geno Smith is going to have a great year for the New York Jets. We can talk about that. I'll be on the show, twice a week, so we could definitely talk about Geno Smith. I think he's going to have a resurgence here, but the point about the quarterback hungry team still stands. The Browns are right in the mix of that. Because yes, Shador Sanders, I'm a team, Team Shador Sanders as well, like Double A, but they're in the comments. But if you're the Browns, you're like, okay, is he going to be able to put together a full season of this? And there, that is that question, right? And then you also have the big Deshaun Watson question. So why not just mix in the unknown with Brendan Sorsby? They love doing it. They drafted 2 quarterbacks last year. They are trying to find the guy since Baker Mayfield, and if that means they have to throw every single thing at the wall, I think they will, Autumn. I really do. And hopefully we're wrong. I don't want Brendan Sorsby on this team. Again, for the reasons of when people bring it up all the time. Hey, we have these things where, this guy is not a great leader, and Papa Moon Steelers need a court. They do, Papa Moon. They do, buddy.
They do.
They do. And we hear it all the time, Autumn. Hey, wide receiver has a problem, or running back has a problem, or linebacker. And it's not that big of a deal, right? Because they're not the leader typically of the team. The quarterback is the leader of your football team, at least offensively, and typically the leader of the entire squad. How does it look bringing in a guy that, mind you, would be a rookie? We're not even talking about the fact that he would be a rookie. He'd be thrown into NFL action for the first time here this season with really an expedited training camp. He didn't get the rookie mini camp. He didn't get any of that. How does that look to the guys that are left on this team, like Denzel Ward, like Carson Schwessinger, who stepped up now and is really one of the vocal leaders of that defense? It just scares me. And the fact that it scares me and worries me means the Browns are going to do it. It means Brendan Sorsby will be bid. Will they be outbid? Maybe, but you might as well, hey, we have fanatics.com. You might as well go get your Sorsby jersey when it gets live, because it might be in brown and orange.
Look, I have zero faith in the Browns. Everyone knows this. I've talked about them at length, how they are literally a team that is always on the verge of doing something stupid.
Yeah.
This is one of those decisions where I don't think it's going to be like that. I do think that I think he will go. Whoever he goes to, it's going to have to be we have to monitor you real close, because going to rehab for a gambling addiction in which you spent $90,000. I don't think we really understand that. He spent $90,000 on like bets. He literally placed 90 bets for $1,000.
Yeah.
And some of those are while he was on Indiana when sports betting became legal. He seems like a guy that doesn't have great decision making, which I know the Browns really love that. But I'm sorry, they really do. But I honestly, I think he's going to end up going to probably a Colts or Dolphins or Jets team that really, really needs him. The Browns, I think, outside looking in, I mean, they still have their own quarterback situation with Dylan Gabriel of what are they going to do with that situation, because he lost his number to Jared first, which is crazy to say that the guy you drafted in the third round last year is going to lose his number. And I've seen a lot of different things talking about maybe he gets traded to Atlanta because we know Kevin Stefanski really liked him. Whatever it is, the Browns are going to mess it up. We know, unfortunately, I have no faith in them. Now, Eli, we are going to go to a break.
Yes.
Which you're probably going to have to send to a break.
Yes.
Because it's on your end. When we come back, we will talk about Love Island. We will talk about tonight's episode. I'll explain some things that's going on in the season. We'll talk about more of the announcement that I talked about yesterday. And then, of course, at the end of the show, we'll actually talk about the Grammys and some things they introduced. But you guys are watching the Daily Spiral here on Inside Edge Network.
Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick.
With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh.
I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code INSIDEEDGE20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Mosser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Mosser and his wife, Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MosserMomentsPhotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. MosserMomentsPhotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
All right. I have a lot to say.
Okay. Well, the good news is this is your show, so you want me to mute myself here?
No. It's okay. It's okay, Eli. I'm about to just be very informative here. I have a lot to say about tonight's episode. I tweeted out tonight one of the bombshells that came in last week. I'm talking to you, Caleb. I need you to step your pussy up. You lose your girl to a man that the internet is calling an AI robot. You're losing your girl to a man that the internet, the entire internet is calling this man an AI chatbot. His own housemates tonight said that he was booting up because that's how robotic he is. And you sat there and you just were like, stone-faced. I can't believe it. I need you to step your pussy up. So, girl, I'm sorry. We all knew he was gonna play in your face. Best Wishes was always gonna pull this. I don't even understand how we got here. But Eli, let's talk about tonight's episode. If you don't know what I'm talking about, tonight's episode of Love Island, episode 13, we had a recoupling. Now, every season, this recoupling before Casa is always messy. Last season they had the door one where everybody had to stand behind the door of who they wanted to couple up with. If your door was unlocked, then you were recoupled with that person. If your door was locked, then you were single. Season before that, they had the twist or shout challenge. Is very weird. If you had to press a button if you wanted to not couple up, you had to keep dancing if you wanted to stay couple up. Every season, the show does something messy, and tonight they did something even messier. They made the Islanders write love notes to each other. Mm-hmm.
Oof,
Mm-hmm.
oof,
Mm-hmm.
oof. I haven't done one of those in a while.
Mm-hmm. They made them write love notes to each other. Whoever they wrote the love note to had to be placed in their mailbox. They had a mailbox with their name. Now, if it was one person, if they had the same mailbox, they had the same person write a letter to each other, they were still a couple. Some people had multiple, some people had none. Whoever had none was single. Whoever had multiple, they had to choose who they wanted to couple up with.
It's just a lot. So it's that's just that's too much going on, Autumn. Think about the people that didn't get any. That hurts.
Yeah, so okay, so I'm gonna explain this. So we had 4 couples that kind of everybody knew, oh yeah, they're gonna couple up with. There were 3 couples left that had to make a decision. So one girl, her name is Kenzie. She thinks it's Kenzie Island. She's a bottle blonde, fake boobs, you name it. Thinks that she is in charge of all the boys and all the boys' feelings. She had 2 guys put letters in her mailbox, and then she only put a letter in the mailbox of one of the guys. So the guy that she was originally coupled up with, he was now single. And then the guy whose letter she put in the mailbox, that's who she's coupled up with now. Then we had a man whose name is literally Sincere, but he is the most sinister individual I've ever seen on a television. When I say this man is a supervillain, this man is a supervillain. He literally will tell one of the girls, I really like you. I'm having so much fun. Then we'll turn around and be like, I don't understand why she thinks I like her.
Oh no, you can't do that. You can't do that.
He's fully insane. So tonight he pulled one of his classic sinister moves, and he couples up with the girl who he was also originally coupled up with, leaving the girl who America coupled him up with single. And then the 2 people who were single, they're now in a couple. So this is now the end of week 2. By the way, the show is only 6 weeks long. I was just saying, it's only 6 weeks long. This feels like it feels like the show's been on for 2 months. It's been on for 2 weeks.
Yeah. We've learned a lot.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
I bet you for them it feels like 2 years. It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah. I just feel bad for I'm an empath at heart, so I just I couldn't imagine being on this show and nobody left me a letter. I think I'd quit. Is there a quit option? Can you quit?
Yes, you can quit. You can actually self dump yourself from the island. People have done it before.
Okay.
But if you self dump, they're gonna have a psychiatrist come in and talk to you and say, "Hey, are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure you want to dump yourself from the island?" And then you have to make the decision right then and there. If the time comes, you'll say, "Yes, I do want to dump myself from the island," and it's really rarely happened. When I say rarely, I mean rarely has it happened. It hasn't happened since season 5.
Okay.
But no, it's happened. People have dumped themselves. A couple people should have the last season dumped themselves from the island. I would have loved that.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just so much going on, and then see this is what worries me about these shows. Let's be honest here for a moment. As a casual Love Island guy, as I am, what bothers me about some of these reality shows, and I'll put them all in a blanket, is nobody cares about anybody's feelings. Again, we're talking Love Island here, but I remember Are You the One? That was my show, Autumn. That was my show, and they kept going to the boom boom. They kept going to the boom boom room with different chicks, and it's No, like, no, that's a sacred place. The boom boom room is a sacred place. That is where you're supposed to go with the person you care about. And then, like, the travesty of that show where, like, at the end, like, it's like, oh, you aren't a perfect match. Like, and now we hear at Love Island, they're writing love notes. It reminds me of when I was in, like, 7th grade and I was talking to a girl and I wrote her a love note and she became my girlfriend for 2 weeks. And then she had her friend tell me that she didn't want to date me anymore. I mean,
That's exactly Love Island. That's exactly the description of Love Island.
so maybe
That
I
is
would. Maybe I would succeed. Maybe I would because I've learned. I've dealt with my trauma and I've dealt with, 7th grade Eli is moved on and 28-year-old Eli about to be 29 next month. I think I could handle this, Autumn. I think the more I'm thinking, I think we should really look into. I know the season started, but I think we should look into getting me on the show next year, next season. I really think so.
Look, I'm gonna just tell you right now, Eli. I don't know if you want to be on the show. Number one, you can't take naps. Oh, I could never. You're in
I
a
don't-
villa and you can't take a nap in the middle of the day. You have to willingly talk to people 24 hours a day. You don't know what day or time it is. So last year, somebody figured out what the day was. They got so mad they got in trouble. What is it? Oh, if you're not in the villa, so they have days off. They do actually have days off in the villa. So they have days where they're not shooting, and usually those days are like it would be our Wednesday, but it's their Thursday.
Okay.
They're a day ahead. And on those days, neither the boys or the girls are allowed to be with each other. So they're separated. It's honestly it's a crazy show. I couldn't do it. Oh, also you also always have to wear bikinis for the girls, swim trunks for the boys, and then you have to get dressed up at night and wear heels, and you're going nowhere.
Okay, there's a lot to unpack there, but let's look at the
Mm.
positives. Do I find love? And if I do, and I get some money out of it too, think about what that could do for the network. Like, let's just think about big picture here. Think about what that could do for the Inside Edge network.
Okay, so it's $100,000. $100,000 that you possibly have to split with somebody because at the end of the season, if you get to the end of the season, because also America is voting on if you should get to the end of the season. So if you somehow someone gets to the end of the season and you get to the final vote, you then have to choose if you want to take the full 100K for yourself or split it with your couple. Now, every single person has chosen to split it, but after taxes, it's 30K. What you gonna do with 30K?
A lot more than what 30K is a lot more than what I have right now, currently at my disposal. So I would say maybe a little bit more than I get your point. It's not a lot of money, and to go through that travesty of the heartbreak and everything, I don't know. I mean, here's my kind of jam. Papa Moon chiming in here. Love is Blind. I would be a pro at that show. I just want you to know, I would be a pro. Like, I have the gift of gab and the gift of jab, and we don't need the gift of jab during those shows. So we just got the gift of gab, and I'd be able to, like, I like going on long walks on the beach, and I enjoy these things, and you know what? Love is blind at times, Papa Moon, at times, and Autumn Key on Sports chiming in here, 100K. I think the juice is worth the squeeze. It truly, truly might. It might be. Think about it, and then think about when I come back home to the Inside Edge Network. Think about when I come back on the Daily Spiral, and I'm like, Autumn, I got some inside scoop to tell you about Love Island. Do you want to know about the villa? Do you want to know what they were serving me for lunch in the villa?
Oh, you don't get lunch.
Okay, I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm out.
you don't get lunch.
I'm out. That was the one.
You have to eat the same thing every single day. And
Yeah,
it's
I'm
like
out.
avocado toast, maybe some pancakes, maybe eggs for breakfast. I've never seen them eat lunch. And then for dinner, they don't have dinner. They have goldfish and snacks. Like when I tell you, it would be my nightmare. Now speaking of Love is Blind, I actually knew somebody. If you watch Jersey Chasers, we talked about Love is Blind. If you guys don't know, Love is Blind this past season aired in Ohio. That was crazy. I'm just so happy that none of those people got famous. They're all terrible. All of them that were on that show. But no, I had a friend that almost got on the show, and she said straight up, if you were not willing to get married, don't go on that show.
Marriage is such a tough thing. marriage when a man and a woman, or in some cases a man and a woman love each other very much. They That's heavy. That's heavy right there. Autumn, I don't know. The marriage thing scares. See, now you're scaring me. See, I was thinking this would be cool. Like, get on the reality show. Make the cool. Like, hey, what's up? I'm Eli. I'm on the Inside Edge Network. And I can't wait to find my love that is blind. But the marriage thing, and I've seen the finale of that show where they're like saying no at the altar. I'd crash out. There's not many things that will make me crash out in my life anymore. I'd crash out. Like we would see the altar flipped over. And that's not right. That's a holy place. I'd flip the altar over. I'd be kicking shoes off, and I'd be freaking out. Like I straight up would what a pro wrestler rip this shirt off, like the suit off, and okay, somebody's gonna have to answer for this, because why did I just go for a month with this? And it's not even a month. They make it feel like it's a month, but it's like a process. Let's meet the parents. Let's meet their parents, and then you got to be judged. I don't know.
Okay, so Love is Blind is actually 2 months long. Love is Blind is 2 months long. Love Island is also 2 months long, but Love Island is 2 months long, as in like you get picked to be on the show. For a month, you're put in a hotel in Fiji in which you get 1 hour a day outside, and then you're stuck in a hotel with, in their words, a fire stick, and you cannot communicate with the outside world. You don't have a phone, you don't have anything. You're just in this hotel room with this fire stick that they provide you. And then after you get out of the show, you have to wait for the episodes to air. You essentially have to wait for your episode to air, your finale episode or your final episode. Then you'll go to After Sun. Then after Sun, you get to go home. So you're literally actually there longer than the show is airing. Honestly, also, Keon Sports, they don't eat on these reality TV shows. They eat either off camera or the food is just fake. They don't eat. That's another thing. I would have to eat. I'm sorry, I gotta eat.
I get it. I completely get it. I mean, I'm currently in between breaks housing some birria tacos that I had from a Mexican spot earlier today. If they took this away from me right now and said I had to go sit in a hotel for all day and I had no birria tacos, Autumn, I tend to think I'm a
1 hour a day. 1 hour
I
a
tend
day
to think I'm a
outside.
nice guy. Like, I tend to think I'm like real calm and collected. I smile. I'm like, hey, everybody, how's everybody doing? You take food away from me and I'm in the house all day or in a hotel away from can I call my family?
No, you don't have any
See,
phone. You have nothing. So if you do get far enough, they do this thing called Family Day where they will bring your families in, and like the families will tell them like, "Hey, outside of here, you look a little crazy. You look a little insane," which I'm excited for this year's Family Day, because if certain people get there, I need to see their reactions. But final note on this tonight's episode, we have a vote. So America votes for their favorite couple. So I know this is super confusing. So when you vote for your favorite couple, whoever's the favorite couple is safe from elimination.
okay.
Whoever is left and is not the favorite couple is up for dumping from the island. Now, I hope that they do not make the decision of letting the islanders dump them from the island, because every time they put that in their hands, it goes terribly wrong and it just creates a whole bunch of mess. I hope we vote, and then whatever the results of who the low and total polls couple gets the hell out. I don't want to see them no more. Get them the hell out of here. I'm done. Now this weekend, it's going to be a shit show, because this weekend is Casa Amor. Casa Amor is when they take the remaining boys, the remaining girls, put them in the separate villa, leave whoever else is left in the remaining villa. They bring in an equal amount of guys, equal amount of girls, and it's a test to see if your relationship / connection can last. Now, every single one of these men besides one of them is gonna fold. I'm gonna just tell you like that, Eli. They're all gonna fold like pretzels.
Yeah, probably. I mean, this is crazy. You know what? And as a mid-season watcher or a quarter season watcher, I can't wait. I've been waiting all season for this. So I'm so excited. And I guess my burning question, look, I know we probably need a little more time to talk about this. My burning question is, where's Sean at? I heard so much about the Sean guy, and I heard he was eliminated. Like, just why? Like, I thought he'd be a home run for the show.
Nobody wants a baby daddy. I'm gonna just tell you like that. Nobody wants to be a stepmom. Not even knowing just a stepmom to a 2-year-old. That's a fresh baby. Nobody
That's
wants to be a
fair.
step-parent.
That's fair. That's fair. You know, not to peel the curtain back a little bit here, but you know, I am 28. I'll be 29 next month. And right now, it seems like my the attraction from women has come from women with kids, and it's a thing I ask myself all the time. Like, do I want to be stepdad Eli Moon? And I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to be stepdad Eli Moon. I'm just trying to be a good uncle and a good son right now. I don't know if I'm ready for that role, so I can understand where they're at. Because it's like, yeah, I'm at this point now. I'm like, I don't know. But he had character, Autumn. We got to agree there. He had character.
Look, I liked Sean. I actually thought Sean was really, really good. I think if Sean didn't have a child, I think he would have went really far in the competition. His biggest drawback was that he had a child, and you have to sort of wrap it around the mind, okay, once we get out of here, you have a child. I have to meet that child. What if we don't work out and this child gets attached to me? I think that's where all the girls' minds were of like, I like him, I like talking to him, but the child is a big, big factor, which is a good thing because last season we didn't have that. We had last season somebody had a child. She hid it from everybody until the last moment. And then she acted like a fool and she's still acting like a fool till this day. But Sean, he's doing fine. He literally, I saw his TikTok today. He's all right. He's gonna be fine. He's probably gonna go on Love Island games and do really well too. So
Yeah. I mean, I guess my follow up to that is that on the women or is that on Sean for them not feeling like the kid would appreciate them? Maybe that's a soul searching moment. See, here's the thing. I'll go straight in depth with this, Autumn, for somebody that has watched one episode of this show. I'll go full in depth. There's some things that maybe they need to do some soul searching. Maybe that should be one of the challenges, like the soul searching challenge. Who are you? You're worried about everybody else. Who are you? I don't think Sean was that bad of a guy. That's all I'm gonna say.
no. I think Sean was compared to the men that are left, which is crazy. I think Sean was probably up there, but I just think that people just like kids are a big deal breaker for them, especially a young kid is a really, really, really big deal breaker. I know that I'm 31. Like I know a lot of people who have kids. That's still a big deal breaker for me because I don't have kids. Like the closest I have to a kid is a dog, and even then, I'm like, you got to be nice to my dog. Like I literally craft my entire life around my dog. But if somebody came to me and was like, yeah, I have a kid, I would have to like seriously sit with myself and say, okay, can I date someone with a kid right now? Probably not. I don't have the lifestyle. I don't want the child to get attached to me. I also don't have kids myself. I'm choosing to be child free. I have a certain lifestyle that I live. Don't know if I want kids right now. But yeah, no new episode tomorrow. New episode on Thursday. Tomorrow I don't even know what I'll talk about tomorrow. But we're gonna go to a quick break, and when we come back from the break, we're gonna talk about the Grammys. Announce some changes for this upcoming ceremony. We're gonna talk about them. And we're gonna give our good spiral and bad spiral of the day.
Key On Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Key On Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Key On Sports is your one-stop for all of it. Visit them today at keyonsports.com or on YouTube at Key On Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. Over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code INSIDEEDGE10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at SportsMemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the SportsMemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to SportsMemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. SportsMemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
All right, welcome back, guys. Eli, let's talk about the Grammys. If you guys didn't know, the Grammys are a huge deal. And for next year's Grammys, there's a bunch of changes that just was announced. So I'm going to go through them. We're going to talk about them. And we're going to talk about some controversy surrounding them. So, number one, the Best New Artist category was increased from the number of times an artist may have been previously entered. So, every year, an artist who's had a big year can enter themselves for the Best New Artist for the Grammy. Previously, it was 3 times. Now it has been pushed to 4. So, some people who may have already entered themselves 3 different times now have another chance to possibly end up in the category. A lot of people are saying people like Ella Langley, Megan Maroney will probably enter themselves because they had previously been in 3 times. Second change, they introduced several new categories. One of them is Best Asian Pop Music Performance. Now, this will encompass industries like K-pop, J-pop, and T-pop. Those are all heavy global favorites right now. We'll talk about that. That has been the biggest controversy of them all. We have Best Latin Song, so that is Latin, Global, African, Reggae, New Age, and Ambient. So people like Bad Bunny, Karol G, any prominent Latin artists can now enter that one. We have Best R&B Collaboration or Duo/Group Performance in the R&B category, and Best Traditional Pop Vocal Performance, and last but not least, Best Traditional Folk Album. Those are all the new categories, all the new awards. And then there's a looser voting structure that they just approved, and then they also added internet-based releases. But the biggest controversy of all is the Best Asian Artist category, or Asian vocal category, because there's only been a handful of Asian artists that have been nominated. Mainly, it's been BTS. Last year, it was Rosé from Blackpink, and there were a ton of K-pop artists that entered themselves. Now, K-pop, J-pop, and C-pop are all completely different. As someone that listens to all 3, they are all completely different. So it actually opens the door for now a ton of different artists to come out. I'm actually excited to see that, but a lot of people are saying that's because they don't want BTS to win. Also, Rolling Stone announced today that they have named BTS's Autumn as the best album of 2026. Now, Eli, as someone who is a musician, what do you think of these changes to the Grammys?
So what I gather is they're just trying to eliminate like the big one was they're trying to eliminate like repeat winners, like repeat nominees and things like that. So my thing with the Grammys is like it's multifold. I don't know if I can break it down in 10 minutes or the time I'm allotted, because I feel like the Grammys itself is kind of in a weird way already, like a weird spot. I feel like, I think there's been albums of the year that have been nominated or haven't been nominated that should have won in their categories. I mean, we're still talking about Macklemore taking home best rap album of the year over 11, 12 years ago, if not longer. I mean, we're having conversations about that. So, in the fact that certain guys don't have Grammys, it took forever for J. Cole to even be recognized in that type of light and stuff. I get to a point of eliminating the repeat nominees, but where is like my thought would be we need to look at the board, like the Grammy board, in terms of like who is actually educated enough to be making these decisions, right? Like who is going to be able to look at the best hip hop and rap albums and artists of the year and the best pop artists of the year and things like that, and actually give it to them. If they're winning repeat nominees and it's because they're typically pretty good. Ella Langley, the Choose in Texas song, has been stuck in my head literally for the last however many months it's been out. Last year, I mean, it is a very popular song. So to discredit people and say, well, you can't be repeat nominees, that's kind of crazy, right? It just feels like they're putting themselves in a spot where it's going to be tough to, I don't know, I just think they're making too many changes. Make changes.
Yeah, so this is the second time they've actually made a change like this. Like last year they made the best traditional country versus like I forgot what the other country thing that they added, because Beyonce won for Cowboy Carter the year before. And the Grammys, instead of like listening to a lot of the feedback from artists, they will literally just create new categories and be like, here. So a lot of people also think that they created that best Asian pop category also for K-pop Demon Hunters, because K-pop Demon Hunters won a ton of stuff and they're technically the first K-pop act to win like major awards in America. So overall, honestly, the Grammys are gonna Grammy. I'm gonna still tune in. I like the Grammys. I like the show. Now best new artist, that's just kind of like a like, it's, to me, that's not really a barometer anymore. I would actually put up someone like Slater. If you haven't listened to Slater, y'all, listen to Slater. Her album, The Worst Girl in America, is so good. Like, talk about songs that I can't get out of my head. She has a song called Crank, which is exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it sounds like. But honestly, the Grammys are gonna Grammy. We know they're gonna pull what they're gonna pull. Like, artists for the last, I don't know, 50 years have talked about the Grammys, and we're talking about major artists like Michael Jackson, Luther Vandross, Eminem, Beyonce, Jay-Z. Any major artist has talked about the Grammys and kind of the unfair advantage they've given them. But I got a couple more things before Double A comes in here and does his crack show. That's what I call it. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, that's called Midnight Run. It's Double A's show where he's hopped up off of caffeine and adrenaline and bad decisions, and he hits us with riveting conversations of why can't we eat ice cream in public anymore? Which is crazy. Which is a crazy thing.
Well, if you saw it in person, you can understand why. He makes some crazy decisions there. So, I mean, just eating, you never bite the bottom of the cone in a hot summer day and create 2 holes.
He bit the bottom of the cone?
Halfway through.
Double A, come in here. I see you. Come in here. We need to talk about this before you get on. We need to talk about this decision. You bit the cone halfway. What is wrong with you?
Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe here, Double A. Nobody's safe. Guess what?
Listen, okay.
Nobody's safe.
First of all, you're interrupting my coffee brewing right now. Okay. It was a lot of cheesecake chunks at the bottom of the cone, and it was freshly made waffle cones.
Oh my
And
god, that's even worse.
I'm sorry. I got a little too confident. I went in, and it started dripping. So I had to do what I had to do. It was good ice cream. It was good ice cream. I had to do what I had to do.
Nobody's saying that it wasn't good ice cream, but biting it from the bottom as you're eating it
Autumn, it
is
was one bite.
psychotic.
Autumn,
That
it was
is
one bite.
Double A. It was not one bite. It was not one bite. It looked like your face when you bit into it. Oh, I made a mistake. Can you make
Okay, it was meant to be one bite. It might have been 3 or 4, but I got after it. I tried my best because I tried to recover because it started. So I'm like, okay, let me go on this end and try to get it, and then it's still. It was worse. I was clean, and then it started, in their parking lot, and then I got a drip on my shirt. So, but it was good.
Where did you get this ice cream from?
We went after church to this ice cream shop outside of Niles called Katie's Corner.
Mm-hmm.
Really good ice cream.
Oh yeah,
really good. Really good.
I was part of the clean bowl club. I ate my cup of ice cream, and I didn't get any drops on me over the floor. It was great. Yeah.
Congratulations. Double A, you might be a psychopath. That is a crazy way to eat ice cream. You are never allowed to eat in public ever. I do want to get your thoughts. Did you see me and Eli talking about Love Island?
Yeah, yes.
I want to get your thoughts
I
on
voted, by the way. The app worked.
Yes. Oh, also I forgot to mention the app crashed last week, y'all. So nobody was able to vote for a full 24 hours, and they had to literally leave the voting open. So it did not crash. Who did you vote for?
Double A. That's a trick question. No, it's a trick question.
No.
No,
It's
not a trick question. But Autumn's gonna get my answer. I voted for Corbin and Kinsey.
Why would you do this?
Why, Double A? Why would you do that, Double A? Why?
Because
What is wrong with you?
Corbin and Kenzie over Sincere? Are you crazy?
These people are too nice. This cast is too nice. I want destruction. Okay? At least Corbin and Kinsey are both playing the game that is the way it's meant to be played. Okay? Listen, I'm not going to blame Corbin for asking every woman, can he have a kiss? At least he's being generous. Okay? At least,
Was he the one going for the live shot in the opener?
Probably.
Okay.
But, no, I mean, Autumn, we ain't got nothing to worry about. The only real couple in the villa right now, Trinity and Bryce, they're safe. You have nothing to worry about.
Double A. I'm so baffled by your voting habits. Y'all don't understand what Kenzie and Corbin represent. Kenzie and Corbin represent the worst of Love Island right now. Kenzie is she is a sincere level supervillain. That girl is insane. And you voted for her? Oh my god.
She's not a supervillain. No,
Double A.
She just admitted she was horny. She's not a supervillain.
Double A. He obviously has some calls here with all the listener show. I feel like as a Tuesday co-host, I have the right to tell you, unfortunately, we'll see you in a few minutes because that was absolutely outlandish. I can't believe it.
Get him off my screen. Get him off my screen.
Your coffee. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. He's insane. Why would I ask him? I knew he was gonna do something. I knew. You know what? I texted Double A yesterday. I asked him for a take, and I texted him back. I said, Double A, are you an op? He might be an op right now. Why would you vote those two? Oh my god. Okay. Let's move on. One last topic before I end with my good spiral and bad spiral of the day. I am still obsessed with these European people in America who are like just gobsmacked at all the good food at Walmart. Now, there was a lady today, she was from Australia, not European, but I usually just call Australians people with British accents that sound like something is stuck in their throat. Just as entitled, just as entitled, just as crazy. She went to a Walmart clearly in a rural area, and she was just so fascinated with all the things. She was like, look at how many Pop-Tarts, look how many Cheez-Its. I'm like, when I go to Walmart, I don't see that many options. I'm like, where are these people going to Walmart at where they have 50 options for Cheez-Its? When I go to Walmart, there's one option for Cheez-Its, and it's the regular Cheez-Its.
Yeah, maybe you get the white cheddar every now and then. Yeah,
I'm like, where are these people going to Walmart at? Because they're like, oh my God, this Walmart has 50 options of the same thing. I'm like, where are y'all finding this at? I've seen people going to Target and being like so baffled at Target. They're like, Target has everything. I'm like, why are you in Target, first of all? Second of all, get out of that store. It is a trap to spend money. You know how much money I've wasted in Target? Too much. I've broken my addiction. It's been a year. I've been clean for a year, so we're good. But I'm still baffled by the lady who thought Golden Corral was a life-changing experience. I don't get that. I still don't get that. You're eating the bottom of the barrel food right there. It's not even good food.
no.
Waffle House, I can understand. Raising Cane's, I can understand. Hell, Chili's, I can understand. Golden Corral, still disgusting, no matter how you face it.
Oh yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. The chocolate fountain gets desecrated. A lot of hands in that fountain.
The germs. Just think about the germs in that place. But I am still obsessed with these Europeans. Shout out to Freddie, the German guy, who got to tour the capsule that the astronauts went in. Because everybody became obsessed with him and his road trip across the country. He's like JJ Watt set him up with a hotel the other night. Like, he has gotten so much stuff. So shout out to him. But let's get to my good spiral and bad spiral. Good spiral. Now, mind you, these are, when I say spiral, I mean it is your deep rabbit hole. It is the thing I'm telling you. Take a look. Take a look inside. Good spiral of the day. Tom Holland and Zendaya. They announced today that they in fact did get married. We kind of all knew that 3 months ago, but they announced it today that they did get married. So go down that Tom and Zendaya rabbit hole, and you will be stuck of like, how did these two people get married? I still don't understand how they got married, but hey, congratulations to them. Bad spiral. Things you should not go down the rabbit hole of. I'm telling you, do not look these up. Okay? Summer House. Specifically Wes Wilson. It was announced yesterday that Wes Wilson was fired. If you don't know who Wes Wilson is, he is a weirdo who is like a complex contributor who ended up on reality TV. He also has a podcast with Sophie Cunningham. But he was fired yesterday from Summer House. Bad spiral. Don't go down that road. Don't punish yourself. Now, coming up in about a minute, Double A will have his crack show. But that has been episode 2 of the Daily Spiral. Thank you, Eli, so much. I'm so glad that you are now joining my craziness. I'm so happy. I am so happy that somebody else gets to experience this insanity.
Absolutely.
But
I'm excited.
Tomorrow I will be back with Chad Bryan. Chad Bryan will be my host for the next 2 days. Chad, you better do your homework. I know you're watching. You better do your homework. I will be coming at you with some answers and some questions. But Double A's Crack Show is up next, you guys. I will see you tomorrow.